There are a lot of so-called experts out there who are calling for $16 an hour silver before the end of 2023. We're going to talk about why silver prices continuing to drop and how low it could go. Is silver price falling apart or is it falling into place? Stay tuned. YouTube, what's shaking? Welcome to another episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. As always, I'd like to thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to check out the new video. By far and away, we are the best damn community on YouTube. You guys are the best. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the drop in price of silver, why it's happening, and how we can take advantage of it. Let's go ahead and roll it.
Never had it. Never will.
So first off, to get an idea where folks expected silver to go in 2023, let's go back to those earlier predictions this year and see what the quote-unquote experts said about silver price in 2023. And here they are. These are the prices that were predicted earlier this year. They said the average silver price for 2023 would be $29.77 an ounce, and current spot price today, $22.74. Well, let's go down and see what the experts had to say. These are always fun. Metal Focus, some British firm, says by the end of 2023 we're looking at $16.50. And then you look, you can see the range: 17, 1950, 1990, 25, all the way down to 30, 35, 40. And there's our boy Robert Kiyosaki, $75. This guy writes financial books. Can you believe it? Said he was going to have $75 silver by the end of 2023. Scary stuff. So yeah, I'm going to go in this range. Let's say right here. I think I'm going to find a home right in that 25 to 28.30 range. I think that's where we'll end by 2023. 25, somewhere between 25 and 28. That's my prediction. Not that my prediction means anything, of course, but this is the range I'm sticking in, 25 to 28. Now that we've seen those predictions, and let's face it, some of those were realistic and others were just flat out outlandish, Robert Kiyosaki. Let's talk about factors that have kind of contributed to this present dip we're in. Since we were at 26 plus earlier this year, and we've gone down to a low of 22 and change. Some of those factors are the appearance of a quote-unquote improving economy. Now, since a lot of folks turn to gold and silver during economic difficulties, that can change in a heartbeat if the general consensus agrees that a recession could be averted and the economy's recovery is imminent. Now, I'm not saying this is the case. There are those who see it that way for sure. And when they feel better about the economy, well, they tend to dump their precious metals because of the perception of less risk. Also, you have to keep in mind, it's a crap storm out there. Financially for a lot of folks who may be struggling with their finances. So, well, unfortunately, they sell off their precious metals as well. So in a nutshell, the perceived look of a recovering economy with sustained interest rates and more rate hikes most likely still to come are really throwing off good vibes to a lot of folks. Personally, I ain't buying it. I'm not buying it. And I have zero intention to stop stacking or sell a single ounce of gold or silver. Another thing to keep in mind, despite continued strong industry demand for silver, investors are getting leery of it's a potentially looming trade dispute between the U.S. and China, and that can further bring silver price down. Also, we've got improved industry production methods, and they've actually reduced the amounts of silver needed. And they've also implemented new technologies that manage to substitute silver altogether. And that's also having a negative effect on silver price. So, all that mumbo jumbo aside, there's one thing we all need to keep in mind when it comes to silver price. Silver is a long-term play. People just seem to forget that. I don't understand why. These price dips are one of the obvious reasons you don't want to short sell silver like you would, let's say, a stock.
Listen, where you going? Oh, you idiot! Get back in there at once and sell!
Use the dip to bring your dollar cost average down. And don't expect your LCS to automatically adjust for these dips. They may have a certain amount they paid for that silver in stock, and they've set a threshold of how low they'll go. In other words, they may not be able to have sales like the big box dealers, APMEX, Monument, Bold, Hero, etc. And while paper price or spot price may drop, physical price may not reflect that same percentage of a decrease. And you also have to watch out for an increase in scams like Facebook, Instagram. These ads they do an uptick when there's a fever pitch for silver. And the fraudsters do tend to come out of the woodwork. Lastly, don't complicate your stacking by worrying about predicting dips and listening to the so-called experts. Just keep your eye on the price and make your buys accordingly. It really doesn't have to be difficult, right? It really doesn't. And remember, through the highs and lows, we're just dollar cost averaging. Don't get caught up in all the hype. All right. So there you have it. And a little update for silver price today. At the time of this video, spot price is sitting around 22 and change, 22.63. And it's important to note that it's creeping back close to that crucial resistance of $23, as the upside momentum the dollar had has kind of faded after it failed to sustain above 103.50. So if silver goes over that $23 resistance, we'll see what happens. In the words of Forrest Gump,
Life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
truer words were never spoken. Anyway, be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. I do love to go through them all, and I try to respond to each one. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. And if you made it this far, well, kudos to you. I'll definitely catch up with you in the next episode. But in the meantime,
What do you want to do with your life?
damn right, get stacked. Stay safe and be well, everyone. I am out of here. Peace, folks.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.